Guys, finally he sleeps. We're back again. And we're going to play FC Mobile for just a short bit. I was really just going to go into raid tonight, but it's been a while since we've looked at the market here, and as we're coming in, this is such a weird time for a mid to low tier market shift. And it's not because we have anything major. I mean, there's some exchanges that are out there. There's nothing huge. It's not like we have any promo running right now with a bunch of exchanges. But if you're looking at player values, let's just 84s. Well, first let's go to the coin exchange. Dictated the player value has been dictated by these coin exchanges for a long time. So 96 at 15 mil, 81 at 100,000, 86s 450,000, then 850 at 88s. That's the exchange rate. And you know, if you don't have very many coins, there's people that will buy these for like 430 and then, you know, do the exchange for 450. They make 20,000 per coin, which is fine. But I think the majority of us have just been kind of hoarding players in hopes that there will be a day when this low tier stuff starts to recover value. So here we are. If you've got 84s, they're pushing that value. And remember that at 83, 82, 81, they've only been at 100,000. 100,000 due to the coin exchange. We're in the 290 to 300,000. There's a lot of these being purchased. So there's purchase orders on the vast majority of this stuff. Here we are, 500,000, 430 for 82s. Remember, these only have an intrinsic value of 100,000 because of the 81 to 84 exchange. 346. And then here's where it gets really weird. If you drop down to 80s, the value is even up higher. 500,000 for 80 rated players. So if you've been hoarding these things, if you have a lot of these things sitting here, it is a really good time to make room for what's coming with Team of the Year. And I mean, at values right now, this is crazy values for such dead cards that most people have just been sitting on. They picked up from the daily free exchange, and you know, they're giving them out like candy in the events and in the daily packs. It's kind of killing the value of the coin in the game. But it's a crazy amount of coins here in players that shouldn't be worth these values. Let's look at 81s. Same thing. I went through and dumped a bunch of stuff before this just to make room. 82s. 500,000 for 82s. Actually, I think I can get 526 out of these. And they're still going up. Let's go even higher. Let's go 83s. These, I think, this is the range that I kind of already walked away from. These are the ones that I dumped in. Make room. Okay, 84s. We go higher. Let's go 85s. 1.3 mil. Noff. We've got... There's a lot of stuff worth over $1 million. I wonder if... Let's get rid of some of these 81s that make no sense here. The Dudex. off. We'll rank him up. I've got 1 dudek. You can't sell the dudeks, but you can dump them this way. Take 6 and off. This is the time. Look at your values. Look at the anything. Actually, the silvers. High silvers are worth a stupid amount of coins as well. There's just value where it shouldn't be. And at this time of year, we have Team of the Year coming. Coins are worth more than the players that they've got. What's the highest OVR right now? 105. 105 is the new top tier. If you're coming into Team of the Year, now's the time that, this is when you start to see people say, oh, I'm selling my whole team, which I would never, ever, ever recommend. But you see a lot of people saying they're going to sell their team coming into Team of the Year. To see values this high on giveaway event players that are 20 OVR below the necessary players with no really accessible or necessary exchanges or SBCs in the program right now. These are crazy values to cash in on. Definitely not a time to be buying players. And then here, I want to look at the watch list too, because this is another thing. If you've paid attention to the 90s, which is where we had a lot of investments before, if you paid attention to the 90 OVR players, here we go. The base icons, you can buy Daglish for minimum value, 1.65. There's a lot of players out there. Is it a good time to purchase a bunch of these to hold in case something happens at Team of the Year? I'm not going to. That's a pretty heavy gamble. But if you look at some of the player values for these Euro cards and these last tier cards that have been out for a while, they have resurged in value. And we're looking at, that's the fluctuation on these things over the last couple of months, and we're settling into the 3 to 4.5 mil range for stuff that we were using for exchanges and buying and selling at 1.6 a few months ago, and they have now recovered and are worth 2 to 3 times what they were before. This is, I get a lot of people that are still like, there's no movement in the market. The market sucks. There's no player movement. There's a ton of player movement. It is a constant up and down with the values in the market, which is great. It's a global market and it's working. And right now, for there to be no real reason for these players to be going up, other than the fact that there's so many events that are giving them out, unless it's just they're being used for training because so many people are starting to push towards 30 tier training. That is not what that is. That is way too high. For training value. It's just nuts. We've got 1 week left of Winter Wonders. Thunderstruck, because it's a live OVR event, goes on for quite a while, but again, the best thing to do right now is to hoard coins and gems. Be prepared for Team of the Year. All right, I am not going to go any further into this. I want to switch over to Raid Shadow Legends. We've got a bunch going on right now with the Clan versus Clan free to play and the Alice promo. So we want to get into that, but just felt it was worth talking about the player values right now in that range where a lot of people are just kind of overlooking. And don't discount lower tier cards. Do not discount lower tier cards. Even the, here we go, 79s will look 257,000. I mean, well over 170,000 here for these upper tier silvers. It's just, I don't know. I'm excited with the value of the market. Everything's going well in FC Mobile right now. Other than I hear a lot of complaints about the gameplay, but I'm not going to complain about the gameplay. I'm looking at everything else. So much to do right now. If you haven't been playing FC Mobile, it is definitely a time to check it out. Okay, that's where we're going to end it here for this. Don't go anywhere. We're switching games. I'll be back in a few. If you guys keep showing up, I'll keep making videos.